Hello and welcome to the second Bogeyman live broadcast this year. We are here at the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. Michael, the regular standard teacher is back now. We had the substitute teacher for the last broadcast. Michael, you're back. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Really looking forward to today. 3 lads out there already. It's getting quite tight. I had a little look at them earlier on, so looking forward to a good afternoon.
Yeah, so for those that do not know, the lead at the end of round one yesterday was held by Brad Smith. In second place was Thomas Blizzard, who was just one shot behind at +1, and then at +4 for round one was Ireland's own Alan Gaynor. Alan from Kenny Sligo Golf Club. He won the event last year. You've been doing a little bit of research, Michael, on the different leaders, the final trio. Let's start with Brad Smith. What do you know about him?
It's funny, the 3 groups, I think, we've got a mix of 2 champions and then a new up-and-coming new runner with the 3 lads. So Brad Smith, he's from Norfolk, English golfer, kind of historically played golf his whole life. Him and his brother and his dad, big golfers, and then he unfortunately got cancer. And the only way to treat it was to amputate from the knee down and his leg down. And just interesting enough, he's that type of personality that he was, once that was decided and he decided to go with it, it's completely changed his outlook on life, and he's just back really enjoying his golf now. And like from a performance point of view, like he's won this event before. He's in a good bit of form as well. The GD4 Open, he was near top 10. He was 14th, I think.
Okay, very good.
So he's coming in with a good bit of form. Yesterday he was right on the money. So really looking forward to see how he takes the pressure leading today with those 2 chasing him in behind.
And then Thomas Blizzard, his fellow Englishman, also won the hunt, just one behind him. What do you know about him?
If there's a guy to call the kid, this is him.
Okay, he's taking the title off Tom McKibben already, isn't he?
Yeah, in this tournament, he is the kid.
Okay.
Young guy, he only did his A-levels a little while ago.
Okay.
He came 7th in the GD4 Open, which is seriously impressive. Only a teenager, he's only about 18, nearly 19.
This is the G4D Open in Woburn that last year Brendan Lawler won, and then this year Kip Poppert, the current world #1, took over. Yeah,
so like it's to come 7th in that at such a young age is absolutely phenomenal.
Wow, yeah.
And again, like this is a free swing for him. Again, you know, there's no pressure on him. And he had a really good day yesterday. And I think, to be honest, him and being in the hunt is going to be good. Get him out there, let him enjoy being in the hunt, let him try chase down Brad.
Yeah.
And a really, really solid golfer.
Okay, and then the final player in that trio is reigning champion Alan Gaynor from Sligo. I know for a fact that he hasn't played a huge amount of golf recently. He got married there a couple of weeks ago. So he's saying to me in his post round interview there after yesterday's golf that this is kind of a free run for him as well. So what do you know about Alan?
Well, like as I said, like he won this event last year, so reigning champion. So in one way, there's always going to be a bit of pressure when you're coming and trying to defend your title. But again, his outlook on stuff is so cool, so unique, and really, really solid golfer. We followed him for about 3 holes yesterday morning, and like the sound the ball comes off his club. Like on the first, he absolutely smashed when you need a wedge in. So again, this guy, if over the next few holes and we're out there, if they start running in, start catching a little bit, it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this 3-man race. They're really gunning for it. Pressure, I don't believe there's no pressure on him. Like he's defending champion. I think when it comes down to 15, 16, 17, when it's in there, I think that the pressure is going to be right all over him. Yeah.
So the rundown for today's broadcast is we're going to be joined the final group, or the leaders group, now on the golf course. But here's a quick recap of what's going on. So after the first 6 holes, Brad Smith is 2 over par, Thomas Blizzard is 1 over par, and Alan Gaynor is also 1 over par for the day, so he's 5 over in total. So the way it sits for the tournament so far is Brad and Thomas are tied at 2 over par. Alan Gaynor is just 3 shots back, so instantly that 4-shot gap has been cut down. But we're going to throw now before you, because you're going to head onto the golf course, you're going to do our on-course recovery. But here's a quick recap of what happened in round 1. And the final round of the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability is underway. Former champion Brad Smith leads the way. The English golfer who won this tournament in 2022 shot an opening round 71 in testing conditions, and he holds a 1-shot lead over fellow countryman Thomas Blizzard.
It could have been better, but at the same time it could have been worse. That's golf. The greens are tricky. You get on the wrong sides, you're struggling. I hit a lot of greens, hit a lot of good putts, made a few birdies, a few bogeys obviously, but round here that's going to happen. The greens are like that, you get on the wrong sides, you're going to struggle for sort of 2 putts. But yeah, I'm happy with level par today, so good solid start. There's a few holes where you're standing over it, you think you've got the right club in your hand, and then you feel a breeze over your shoulders and you think, oh, is this too much, not enough? It makes you think harder about it. You have to really concentrate and commit to the shot you've decided to hit. Yeah. There's certain holes I know what clubs I'm going to hit, regardless of the wind. Yeah, not get too aggressive. Play. Obviously, I don't know the pin positions for tomorrow yet, but some pins obviously is a green light you can really go for. But there's certain pins out there you need to know what side to leave it on. Like I said, you don't want the downhill over a hill, and it's disgusting. So yeah, just pick the right shots at the right time, and hopefully have a good day. So I've got good memories of this golf course. I know it quite well. I feel like it suits my game, which is always nice, coming to a place knowing if you swing well, you should do okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Having ISPS on board and helping grow the game in disability golf is great, just to try and get new people in, and kids especially. It's good.
Yeah, it should have been a few shots better. Struggled with the finish, just poor clubbing off certain tees and struggling with the putter. It's no surprise, to be quite honest. It's been the weakness all year, and I've just come to expect it now.
Yeah, but you've really given yourself a good foothold going into tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah, you can never win a golf tournament in the first round, but you can definitely lose it. So the fact I think I'll be 1 shot behind Brad the day finishes puts me in good stead for tomorrow. I know I can go out and shoot 3-4 under. I was on for that today if I could have held a couple putts and not been so sloppy with a club choice on 1 hole, so I know it's out there.
Yeah. So what's the mindset going into tomorrow? It sounds like you can shoot low if you have to.
Just go out there, do similar to today. I've learned from today there's certain places you can't miss it, but I bogeyed 1 from the middle of the fairway, and I missed 1 green. I missed 2 greens all day since that point. So tee to greens there. It's just holding a few more putts. It's not like I'm leaving myself 30 foot. I'm giving myself 15 foot and inside that more often than not for birdie. So when they can start to fall, it should start to piece itself together.
Reigning champion Alan Gaynor from County Sligo Golf Club was another player who excelled in round 1 after he opened his account with a solid 75.
Yeah, good. It's nice to get up and running. Had a nice start and just kind of threw away a few shots towards the turn, but played solid after that and hold a few nice putts on the way in, so it gives me a chance going into tomorrow. Yeah, they're good. Course in nice shape. It was quite breezy and quite cold for June, but yeah, it was grand. It stayed dry, so I suppose any day you get around dry around here is a good day. It's nice to be in the mix, and we'll see where we stand after 9 holes tomorrow. We'll have a fair idea where we're at.
Mehmet Kazan and Paul O'Kelly round out the top 5 in the gross stroke play division. Last year's G4D Open winner Brendan Lawler and James McParland both retired ill, and 24 players will battle it out for the stroke play title.
Fiona Gray and 83 on the opening day of the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy because of the conditions. Conditions were tough. The wind was whirling all over the place, and the greens weren't very tasty at the start. But I'm really pleased with my performance. Kept it steady through the middle and then through the end.
Yeah, you said you recovered well. Was that a case of scrambling well?
Scrambling well, yes. Scramble either just taking my punishment and put myself back in the fairway, and then hitting into the green and taking that punishment, and then having a break on the putts weren't good at the start, but they evened out through the course. So
yeah, what was the expectation coming here this week?
To do well. Off the G4D and looking to improve myself, but I know this is a really tough course, so I just wanted to go out there and play my best, because every day's a different day. You don't know how your injuries are going to cope, but every day's a different day, and it was hard to get the drives off the deck. Don't know what was going on, but that's things that we need to look at and work on, and but tomorrow's another day.
How important is this event in your calendar?
Oh, very much, because Golf Ireland do so much for us, and it's an inspiration to wear this jumper. And it's truly very proud to wear this, and ISPS to give us so much funding to enable us to go and travel overseas and play in such events. So it's great to have it on home soil, and Roganstown is such a fantastic facility, but it is a very tough course, and a lot of people will be struggling out there today.
Yeah, looking forward to struggling out there again tomorrow.
Yes, I am, but tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's going to be a good day, I know we know the course, but every challenges are out there, and you just have to go with what is challenges out there. So I'm looking forward to it. I just enjoy playing golf. As long as I'm playing golf, I'm happy.
Mark Cloherty shot 69 in the net stroke play competition, and he is currently tied at the top alongside Gavin O'Dwyer. Australian golfer Kieran McBride took the overnight lead in the Stableford division, where he shot 48 points. It's all to play for here today at Roganstown Golf and Country Club, as Brad Smith, Thomas Blizzard and Alan Gaynor all battle it out to be crowned the champion of the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. Of change in round two so far of the championship. So just a quick message to say that all of this coverage today is brought to you in partnership with ISPS HANDA and Golf Ireland. A special thanks to ISPS HANDA, who are a proud supporter of Golf Ireland's Golf for All programs. If you want to learn more about this, go visit ispsgolf.com. So we have our crew heading on course now, so we're going to begin our golf covers now in a minute. They are going to be joining our final group, our leader group, on the 10th hole, just after they got off a little bit earlier. So our three players got off at 9:55 a.m. and headed out. As I said already, there has already been a little bit of change, so it's no longer just Brad Smith holding the lead on his own. He is tied for the lead with two over par with Thomas Blizzard, and then just 3 shots back through 6 holes is Alan Gaynor. Scores are being updated every 6 holes at the moment. They're not quite being updated hole by hole. So once we have that update for you, we will naturally have that information over to you as soon as we can. So we are just waiting for Michael to get onto the golf course here now. But it seems that we'll be with our on-course coverage in just one moment. Michael is on his way there. So what, Michael, are you there? Can you hear me? Let's go join Michael on the golf course now.
Hey Johnny, we're just here on the 10th fairway. Alan Gaynor now has his approach kind of come in. Thomas Blizzard is up around the green looking to chip on. So things are getting really, really tight out here. Tough approach shot now for Alan. He's got to go across 2 bunkers. So he needs to try to nip this in close. He's only got a wedge. Oh, he's gone right at the pin. Looks like a good shot. He's on the green. So we've got the 3 players now just in around the green. And we'll head up to the green and tell you how they're going from there. Not sure if you can see behind me there, Johnny, but Thomas Blizzard in the bunker. Okay, up here on 10. So he's gonna try and nip this in close. Great bunker shot. Great bunker shot. He's out on the green now. It looks like he'll have a putt. Okay, Brad's just gone from the up a little long, so he's given himself a really tough putt from there. Interesting to see now with the 2 lads level at the top where we're going to go. If you're a gambling man, I would say Blizzard has an easier putt than Brad, but we'll get real close now and we'll see how they go. We're on the 10th green now. All 3 on the green. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me now? No? So Alan up first with his long putt. Sort of an uphill putt. Looks like a little right to left. He's not going to be unhappy with that. It's a loud putt. It left than he thought, but he's given himself another chance. Brad in a spot of bother here. He's just off the back of the green. He's going to go with a putter. He's not going to chip it, but he's got a little to get over. He's walked around. He's looked at this putt from so many different angles. Okay. Brad from off the back of the green, probably about 12. Again, can't be too unhappy with that. Oh, it's gone very far past. Looks soft, but it's actually gone maybe about 5, 6, 7 feet past the hole. He actually looks a little bit bewildered that that's gone past so far. Oh, Blizzard's just missed his putt. He'll have a tap in now. Did scare the hole. He gave it a shot. Yeah, 10. Okay, cool. Okay. And then throw it back to you, okay? Would be a huge cheer, Johnny. Brad's missed that one coming back. Could be a big swing here. Okay, so just for you go back there, Brad bogeyed the 9th. Looks like he's going to bogey the 10th here as well. So this could be Blizzard starting to take a lead for the first time of the day. Brad's not in for bogey. He does so. So Johnny, a very interesting turn. I think Blizzard's kind of taking the lead on this.
Very important hole there now. Another bogey for Brad. So I'm hearing that he's made a bogey on the 9th hole, 10th hole, and has dropped at least one shot there on 11. So a potential swing in the leadership as we move on to onto the next hole. So let's go play the 11th hole walkthrough. So we hung out with Cian Arthurs earlier on the week, and he talked us through, as a local member here at Rogan Sound, some of the important holes on the back nine.
Par 4, 11th hole. Again, this is a tough enough one of the trickier holes on the course with water surrounding the green down there. Tee shots, 2 bunkers on the right that can catch you, and then a bunker on the left. So on this hole I tend to, again, hit 5-iron hybrid depending on how the wind goes. Try and keep yourself in play and have a nice full iron shot left into the green after. Little leaky. So yeah, after a 5-iron off the tee into the fairway, we have about 182 left to the flag, back flag on this green. Again, you don't want to miss this left. Water all along the left-hand side of the green. There is a slight bailout area on the right. That's the safe option. Again, it plays a little shorter normally than what it is. It's a little downhill. So I don't want to really go over the back and short side myself, so I'm going to try and hit one just down the middle of that green again with a little fade and try and hit it somewhere around the middle. I've got a 7-iron for this one. Oh. Ah. This hole is my nemesis.
So yes, that's the 11th hole. The 11th hole is a par 4. The competition today is being played off of what would ordinarily be called the yellow tees here in Roganstown Golf Club. So it's par 4, 385 yards. The leaders are just teeing off here now. So as you saw from that hole, there's water both off the tee box and on the approach shot into the green. So on the left hand side of the green, and then short left, short right off the green as well. And then there's a little bit of water that comes into your eye line off the tee box there. As we if we cut to the shot there of our on-course camera, you can see the water that's just there in front of the tee box. The leaders are teeing off now. Michael, what is the update on scoring, or have you got one? Brad Smith, he must be a little bit unhappy, is he?
Yeah, he's not great. He's the first time he hasn't had the lead now, but he's the only one now to put the ball in the fairway. He's absolutely smoked to drive down the middle of the fairway. Both Alan and Blizzard have just pushed it a little bit right, so we'll see how they can get in from there. So interesting outing. I think this game is going to go back and forth a lot between these two. Just going to walk in behind them now and see how they're going to get on. I think Alan probably a little bit disappointed. The pack's just moving a little bit away from him, but listen, a birdie here, and he's straight back in. So both Alan and Blizzard are off to the right. I think Alan could be, but Blizzard's got a tough shot when he's coming in. So in the swing in this game, it's kind of down near the water, perfect drive into the middle of the fairway. It's funny that between the three of them, they've got very quiet and not talking a lot between the three guys, ultra focused. And we're coming out into the area of the golf course where there's going to be a lot of fans. So interesting to see now how when the pressure starts building, back nine of a tournament, when things are getting a little bit wonky, this is going to be interesting.
And so, Michael, what's the is there much tension now between the three players? Are they walking side by side? Are they talking at all, or has the mood shifted now a good bit? Has it now got quite serious now? We're into the back nine of the tournament, back nine of the final day, final round. This must be a little bit more serious.
Before we're just found Thomas Blizzard's ball. He's actually just in front of the tee box on the third. Absolutely hit a monster drive. It's going to give him it's just an awkward shot in. So again, Alan's over there as well. We're trying to find Alan's ball, and now we're looking at trying to find Thomas's ball. To be honest, if I'm Brad, I'm very, very happy sitting in the middle of the fairway. A little bit of a search party. Referees out now trying to find him. We'll get a bit close. Can figure this out because this could be a huge turning point in a match. All three players absolutely smoked that ball. So again, we're essentially even that. So we're looking. Everyone's just looking for Thomas Blizzard's ball. He came kind of pushed a drive right just off the tee box onto the opposite fair. At the moment, it could be water. This could be a drop from this, like from going from taking probably the lead in this match to now being in we're going to take a drop from being in a water hazard. I'm going to see if I can just see if what the referees.
And so, Michael, these balls have gone into the water from these tee shots. So they're big hits from the players there. Like that's a massive drive.
Yeah, it is. So Brad's lovely in the fairway. Alan's just a little bit off the fairway. He's fine. It's now Thomas Blizzard that they're looking for. So they're now trying to figure out which way it entered the water. Yeah, massive drives, Johnny. Like absolutely bombed it. And both like even now if he has if Blizzard's got a drop now, he's got the driver out. He's trying to get his 2 club lengths back from where it went over. To be fair, both Alan and Brad are helping him out and trying to. Yeah, okay. The decision is got into the water. He's going to take a drop. So he's got his 2 club lengths. Like he has a shot. He'll be in the opposite fairway. He'll have a shot in, but it's going to be very tough, and he's going to have to go. He's going to go back over the water again to get back.
So that's Thomas. There is Alan safe and sound on dry land.
Yes, Alan is safe. He'll have an awkward shot, but he's safe. He's not happy. Thomas is saying that shot was so bad. Okay, he's trying to. Might only have a pitching wedge or probably a pitching wedge in here.
So distance-wise, what's Thomas looking at here?
About 143 yards to the pin. He's flown the green, Johnny. He's probably taking one adrenaline kicking in as well. He just hit that too far. Alan's up next, probably at 135 in around, just a little bit ahead of Thomas. So I wonder would he take into account Thomas's shot? Again, probably a pitching wedge, about 136, 135 yards. Oh, he's flown the green as well. It looked good in the end. So now they're not the worst place to be in the world, okay? But just Alan's obviously in better shape, not having to take a drop. But it's all tension. This is all nerves and tension coming into this. Okay, right, absolutely perfect shot. He's probably got about just over 105, 106 yards. Pin at the back of the green, just on that second little ridge.
And Michael, how far wayward were Alan and Thomas? It looks like they were a good 20, 30 yards out to the right-hand side there.
Yeah, they were straight onto the opposite fairway.
So another short wedge in hand for Brad Smith as he's looking to try and turn around the momentum a little bit and try and make a par, or even better, make a birdie and just create some kind of a separation between himself and his 2 competitors there.
Oh, he's gone right for the pin. He's on the green. It's still a short. I think he's going to be disappointed with that. Normally his wedge game yesterday was so good. He's probably doesn't have a birdie putt from where he is. This is going to be a little bit disappointed. But listen, he's on the green for 2, and the other 2 lads are now with tricky chips coming in. Again, it's still probably advantage Brad in this hole, but interesting to see now. Interesting to see how they go from here. Okay, Thomas from the back of the green chips over it. It's a beautiful shot, Johnny. He's used the contour of the bank to chip on. He's given himself maybe 4 or 5 footer.
Okay, so a very nice recovery there from Thomas Blizzard. He's You know, Michael nicknamed him the Kid. He's not giving up by any means easily. He's fighting for this championship, fighting for this title. Brad Smith seems to be in position A1 on the green, long enough or tough enough birdie putt, but he has the opportunity to extend his lead here a little bit more, as both Alan and Thomas seem to be scrambling a little bit. But Alan Gaynor, his tee shot was all right. It was dry. So hopefully he can close that gap as well, and we can get an Irish winner here for a second year in a row at the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. Going back to you now, Michael, on the golf course.
Alan had a chip from the back of the green, and he's just left it short. So he's left it in the. I can hit an easier chip than Thomas, so he'd be so disappointed that he'll be able to get a putter on it. Right. Brad is eyeing up this long putt. He's walked the full length of it. He's probably fixed about 2-3 divots, with divot marks, and it's a long putt. Like, to be honest, he gets this close, I think he'll be fairly happy. Little uphill, right to left putt. Brad for his birdie putt. It's an okay. Again, it won't be that, like, he left himself with a 5-footer for par. Pretty straightforward putt, though, just a little bit uphill. To be honest, I'd say he'll probably want to nip that closer. Alan off the back of the green, he's gone with a putter. So he's got to deal with that first cut. He's got to put through this first cut. He's hit it so softly. He's left it, Johnny. He's left it short again. Now Alan's going to go for a bogey here. He's left a chip short, and now he's left a putt short. Very, very unlike Alan, to be honest.
Okay, we're going to start a new Zoom call with you in a second now, right? So I'm going to take over from here. Okay, Lawrence, you let me know when. Okay, so we are going to rejoin our on-course coverage in just a moment, as we are going to swap around one or two quick things technically, but a quick reminder of the format for the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. So it's a little bit different to your straightforward championship. There are 3 divisions, and so the first division is a gross stroke play competition, and so that is for including all golfers with a handicap of 18 or under. Then there is a net stroke play competition, and that is for handicaps of it includes all golfers, and it is for primarily handicaps of 18 and above. Then there is a third division, and that is the Stableford division, and so that is your classic points division. So I'm going to have a quick update here on how things stand from the leaderboard in the Stableford division. In Division 3, Tom Doherty through 6 holes has 50 points. He is 13 points so far in round 2 today. In round 1, he had 37 points. Declan Burns has 60 points, and so this is done relative to par to their handicaps. So for round 1, he had 34 points, and today he has 36. So to par, he is 1 under, and Tom Doherty is 1 under relative to their respective handicaps within Stableford points. Paul Kelly from County Armagh is up into third position, and he has 59 points through 12 holes. He's even par for the day, 35 points yesterday, 24 points today. That brings him to 59. In fourth place, Patrick Morgan has 41 points, and Patrick is through 6 holes. He's even par for the day as well. He had 29 points yesterday, 12 points already today through 6 holes. So a stronger showing. What we're going to do briefly now is take a quick commercial break just for 2 minutes, and then we will be back to you and we'll give you an update on scores through the net and the gross stroke play divisions. Okay, so we are back there. So the final group, or our featured group, are headed over to the par 3 12th hole. So we're going to rejoin that VT that we had with Cian Arthurs, where he showed us exactly the safest way to play that hole.
Plays about 100, the flag front of the green plays about 154, 155 yards. Again, dangerous front, this pop bunker at the front, tough bunker, it's deep enough. And then a bunker also on the left, which with a flag that's tucked on the left-hand side, your safest bet is to try and go for the middle of the green. And if you can roll one in, you can roll one in. But yeah, again, if you're too long, flag at the back of the green. If you're too long, there's water over the back. Also, water runs the left of that bunker all around that left-hand side as well. So the aim is to try and keep one right, and then hopefully make birdie or par at worst. Let's see. Oh, that was off the hosel. Okay, kept one right. I'm on the right side of the green. Gonna have a long putt, but you can roll 2 putts, walk off with a happy par. This green, everything, once you get over that ridge, everything goes straight down right to left again. I think they're a wee bit slower because they were sprayed, but it's gonna be a couple of feet outside the right hand side of the hole anyway, and just trying to trickle it down to it. If I can do that, might go a little left to right first going up there, but definitely come back down off it. Not enough, not high enough. Not quick enough either. Ah, 2-putt par. Left myself a bit of work, but we got there.
Okay, and just a quick update for you then on the net stroke play division. So Division 2 within the 3 divisions in this championship. In first place is Mark Cloherty, and for the day so far, he is 1 under par, 3 under par total net, and that is through 6 holes. He opened up his account yesterday with a net 69. In second place is David Quinn from Arklow Golf Club. He is 1 under par net for today through 6 holes again. So his total is 1 under par. Yesterday he shot an even par 71. In third place, just 1 shot behind again, is Johnny Ray from Stoneleigh Deer Park Golf Club, and he is 1 under par net for the day through 12 holes, even par net for the total for the championships as a whole. He shot 1 over yesterday, so yes, even par for the day. And then just 1 behind him is Brad Smith, who is on the latest score we have here, but we've seen it obviously on the golf course from the coverage. It says 2 over through 6, 1 over net total. But we know that there have been a couple of additional drop shots since then. So we are almost ready to rejoin the on-course coverage. We are just waiting for one thing, and yes, we are ready to rejoin our on-course coverage. Right now, we are on the 12th green. Here we are. Michael, over to you. You're on now, Michael.
So everyone hit pretty good shots here on the par 3 12th. Alan's got a very, very long putt. It's a great lag putt. He's going to tap in for par. Brad chipped in, dipped himself with 3 putt for par. And Thomas has a tricky one here for his birdie putt, a long one. Very annoyed at his last hole. Throwing his golf ball into the water. And interesting to see now if he can get a bird and just get things back on track a little bit. Oh, just missed it. So 3 lads should have tap ins for par here. So that's Thomas in for a par. Just got Brad hit to knock in his par by his 2-3 footer. Another par. Thomas and Brad in for par.
Yeah, 1 second.
Alan with about a 2 footer here. Probably left edge. He's missed it. That's another bogey for Alan.
Okay, we will rejoin our on-course coverage as they make their way over to the 13th hole now. 13th hole is a 398-yard par 4, and this is how Cian Arthurs got on when he took on this treacherous par 4.
13th hole, par 4. This is actually our index 1 hole here. Tee shot pretty straightforward if you can keep it that way. Bunker on the right hand side, as you can see up there, that would be the line, is to hit one up towards that bunker. Left bunker for me is carryable, so I try my best to just go over the right hand side of that bunker and hopefully get a good kick and let it run on down the fairway. Not reaching that second bunker, so that's not a worry for me if I want to take that line either, but the fairway kind of goes around to the left, so that's the aim. And probably this hole, I'd say right is your bailout. If you want to be safe, you can hit one up the right there and have a decent shot in for your next. or up the right. Talked about the bailout area, it's fine up there. I'll have a shot into the green from there. Again, just blocked it a little bit, but we'll have a decent chance of putting it on from there anyway. Okay, so for the approach shot on this, I've got 136, and actually the drive didn't end up too bad. Out this side, didn't get blocked out by the trees, and I kind of opened up the green with that left-hand pin. This hole, we've got a bunker front right and a bunker that goes kind of the length of the green along the left-hand side. Again, if I can get one into the middle of the green here, centre of the green, I should give myself a good chance of either making one or rolling a two-putt par in, which is decent on the index one. So I'll give it a bash and see what I can do. Spin. It's got a little thin, but it's still on the green, just by the flag. Took a good line at it, so I got away with it anyway. We'll have a putt anyway. Right, so we've got a left to right down here. It's gonna slightly downhill, and it's gonna go, I'd say 2 foot left to right, so if I can hit a good stroke, get it on line. Confident enough I can make it. If not, leave it close enough that we're not gonna have a squeaky bum one for the next one coming back. Need a little more juice, but again, we've got to tap in for par. Well, we're happy.
Okay, so Alan Gaynor, just a recap on his scores from the 7th hole through to the 12th. So Alan, he had a 7 on the par 4, so triple bogey there, and then he followed up with a bogey on the par on the 8th hole par 4, a bogey on the 9th hole par 3. On the 10th hole, he had a double bogey 6. Sorry, he had a bogey 5 on the par 5 on the 10th hole. He had another 5 on the 11th hole, which is a par 4, so another bogey there, and then a bogey again on the 12th hole. So he's dropping a couple of shots early and often, unfortunately. Thomas Blizzard, he has gone par through 7, 8, and 9. On the 10th hole, again, another solid par. Double bogey on the 11th hole, par 4, and then he managed to par the 12th hole. So he's dropped 2 shots in addition to the one shot that he had dropped. And then finally, Brad Smith, he has gone through the 7th, 8th, and 9th hole, even par, 1 over, excuse me. He bogeyed the 9th hole, par 3. He also then followed that up with back-to-back bogeys on 10 and 11, and then parred the 12th hole. So another 3 shots dropped for Brad. As it stands at the moment, he is 5 over par through 12. Thomas Blizzard is our new leader at 4 over par through 12. And Alan Gaynor is 6 shots back of second place. He's 11 over par through 12 holes. Michael, we'll go down to you now on the 13th hole. You're on the 13th fairway.
Alan's pushed in their drive a little bit left. Starting to be a tough day for him, but Brad has smoked another drive straight down the middle of the fairway. You couldn't have placed it any better. And Tom is literally just right of him. Distance-wise, they're very close. You know, there's not much between the two lads in terms of distance. Again, tricky green for these guys to go into now. So I'll give you a yardage update once we get there. Two monster drives. Brad having really good chats with his caddy about what they need to do here, looking at all the complex of the green up where they're going to try to pin at the back in the middle, bunkers either side. Alan having to go off onto the left, probably onto the other fairway, the 14th fairway, just to find his ball. Two lads probably have about 155 yards in.
And so Alan missing to the left-hand side there is interesting. You and I have walked the course a little bit, Michael, and even when we're talking to Keane and filming that, there's walkthrough holes with him. Right, it looks like serious trouble, particularly on this 13th hole here. There's out of bounds all the way along the right-hand side and even tucks in around the back of the green. So, like, particularly long of this green and right of this hole as an entire hole is not great. It's really not where you want to be. So you can see why Alan Gaynor missed out to the left.
Exactly. Thomas Blizzard has just hit a lovely shot from about 155 yards into the middle of the green. Probably looks about pin high, but actually just realizing Brad is another 20 yards further up, to be honest. He's got about 115-ish yards in. He's just in the first cut. Shouldn't pose that much of a problem for him. Lie looks all right, but he's going to try and get inside Tom now, who hit an absolutely beautiful approach in. Yeah, about 115 yards, say. For Brad now, he's got wedge in hand. He's not happy, Johnny. He's pulled a little bit left. It's on the green, but no, we're not really where he wants to be from the distance he was in. He's probably got to give himself a tough lag putt. Oh. In fact, Alan hit an absolutely brilliant shot from the 14th fairway. He's put himself into front of the green. Tricky two putt from there, but to be honest, he would have been very happy with that after his tee shot. Yeah, listen, three lads on the green. Probably the closest to the hole is definitely Tom. Again, outside birdie chance. The Alan and Brad are going to have to. They got work to do to get their pars.
And so, Michael, the conditions today, so the sun's coming out a little bit more. It's getting a little bit brighter, a little bit sunnier, which is nice. It's a lot less blustery than it was yesterday. Conditions seem a little bit more favorable when it comes to scoring. I guess it's a tough one to ask, but how's the mood in there, considering that all players are now going 3, 5, and 7 over par through 12 holes?
To be fair, the calmest player is Alan. I think Brad very frustrated with his approach shot, and Tom very annoyed with his 11th hole. So the atmosphere, it's tense. Every shot is starting to matter now, and emotions starting to come out. And out of this though, he's very calm, very, very collected. If he goes on a run of a couple of holes and gets a couple of birdies, he's straight back in it. He's got a long putt uphill. He's aiming far out right of the pin. Yeah, he shrugs his shoulders. I think we all thought that was going to break hard to the left, and then it didn't. So Brad has just got Tom just to move his marker. A long putt here for Brad. Not as hard as Alan's. Still from a very good distance away. Maybe 30 foot. So this is Brad's birdie putt from a long way. Alan now has a par putt, and Tom has a birdie putt. Oh, that was such a good putt by Brad. Very, very close. He's left himself a little tap in. He gave it a chance, maybe a not perfect pace just after the hole. Just didn't break enough for him. He'll tap in for par. That was a great putt there by Brad. Really saved that hole. Thomas seen the line. Oh, nearly down to his knees. Still a bit to tidy that up for par, but it was a good effort. Alan for par with probably about a 12-footer. That's a great putt by Alan. It's a good confidence putt for him as well. Start to get him back on track. Alan's in for a par. Brad's in for a par. This is for Tom to tidy up. He's missed it. He's missed the bogey putt, Johnny, as well. That's unfortunate for Tom. He's played that, from tee to green. He was excellent. Just left himself too much to do with the putter on each one of those putts.
Okay, so a lot of drama, a lot of action going on there. So a nice par save for Brad. Tom, unfortunately, with the double bogey, so he moves to +6. Alan with a fantastic par save from having missed out to the left there. So he remains at 11 over after brilliant par putt. Up next is the par 4, 362-yard 14th hole. Here, Cian Arthurs took us through that hole as well.
For 14th hole now. This would be, for me, one of the easier holes on the course. Now, you can get caught out off the tee, bunker left, which for me, I can get over it anyway. And then there's also a bunker that can catch you out down the right-hand side here, in and around the 100 marker. Again, confident that if I hit a good one, I can get by it. But there's no real trouble left or right at this hole, so you can kind of get away with going after one and having be reasonable shot in for your next. So I'm just going to try and hit one hard down there and see where we end up. Yeah, out of that bunker down there. Just carried it into it, but she hopped up out of it, so we're happy with that one. As you can see, after the drive, this is absolutely okay to be. Again, you see if I sprayed it out to the right here, or if I sprayed it out to the left, I'm still gonna have a shot. It's one of the more open holes that you kind of get away with hitting a wayward one. So I tend to try and open up on this one and get it down there. But again, I'm comfortable here. I have 180 into the flag, playing slightly into the wind. Don't want to go long, as there's a little stream over the back of this green, so I definitely don't want to be long. Short left, there's a bunker, and covering the right-hand side of the green, there's a bunker as well. So another one of them holes, I think, pretty much like most of the holes around here, if you can kind of get one to the middle of the green and give yourself a chance, then you're doing well. So we'll aim for that one again. Oh no. Now, that's that bad one I was talking about. okay? Okay, give myself a chance of the up and down anyway. There we go, up and down. Another par.
Okay, and let's rejoin our on-course coverage there. The leaders have just teed off on the 14th hole.
Brad.
Talk us through what's happened there, sorry.
So Brad has smoked it dry straight down the fairway. Alan's a little bit right, could be in the bunker in there, but Thomas says he's hit a slice right. He'd be lucky to find it. I think he's brought the frustration from those putts in the last hole into this one. A big four right. So hopefully there's a little bit of a gap there. You can find it. But again, looks to be Brad in the driving seat here. To be fair to Alan in the arms race of driving, he's getting close to Brad. Two very good drives from the two lads. Again, I think Alan just jumped over a bunker. It's hard to see from where we were standing, but it's all going to be about now where if Tom can find his ball out right, probably on the other hole just adjacent to us. So we might have to work some magic to get back into this one.
And you said Alan there drove it. Is it over the left-hand fairway bunker or the right-hand fairway bunker?
Yeah, he's just over the right-hand fairway bunker. Just over from the right side of the fairway. Both of them, all three stayed away from the left-hand side. So a little bit of a search now, looking for Tom's ball going on with the two lads in prime position.
Okay, and so Alan's ball is there over the bunker. Brad, he's in safe position on right-hand side of the hole as well.
Yeah, like he's given himself a perfect play. Couldn't have placed it any better. He's going to give himself a wedge right into the heart of the green, pins at the very front. So yeah, he couldn't have placed that any better, to be honest. A lovely little fade. And like I said, he's just smashing the ball around today.
Interesting. For context there for everyone at home, the bunker on the right-hand side of the fairway, 256 yards to carry that off the tee, off the yellow tees where our players are competing out of at the moment. So these three players in particular are three of the bigger hitters that are in the field here now. Massive drive, 256 yard carry there for Alan Gaynor. Very impressive drive. It seems like he's in a good position as well, but Brad Smith has retaken the lead at 5 over par. He's everyone seems to be handing it off a little bit, handing the lead to one another. But we're going to rejoin the on-course action here now, as I think the search begins for Thomas Blizzard's ball.
So, yeah, Johnny, they found Thomas Blizzard's ball. He's just on the rough on the adjacent fairway. So I'll have a shot in. Not as bad as we once thought. Alan has about 116 yards into the green, where Brad is another 15 yards, probably is less than 95 into the green. But it's Tom to hit first from the 15th fairway, about 130 yards. It's a good strike. Very good shot front of the green. He really cannot be unhappy with that. He's pin high right there. Moving now on to Alan at 115 yards in, just into the rough in the first cut. Huge drive to carry that bunker. Caught it a little heavy, but it's great. Oh, it's a great shot. Just leaked onto the green there. Probably would want to have been closer after that drive. But again, he's given himself a putt for bird. Now, we're still walking up to Brad's ball. Again, lie looks okay in that first cut, about 80 yards to the middle of the green. About 70 odd just to the front where that pin is. Just a little flick of a wedge here. Oh, hopefully he doesn't catch that slope down into that little crevice. John could see that. He pitched it, I'd say, 4 foot from the hole, and it's just leaked down right into a little hollow on the green. So unfortunate. Probably pitched it exactly where he wanted to, and just that swell just pulled it down a little bit. Now it's still got a birdie putt. Definitely not as close as we thought when it first hit the green.
Yeah, one of the defenses of this golf course is its green complexes. They are all running off and very, very sloping, much more so than they actually look either on camera or even necessarily when you play them. When we walked the course there for the last few days, pin positions are crucial here today in terms of you missing the wrong spot, and exactly like what happened to Brad Smith there, you were going to run off into a pretty severe runoff and leave yourself a very tricky putt. A lot of tiers on these greens. So you're either putting over a slope, which means you're playing with speed. You're either going to be hitting a very slow uphill putt, and then it very quickly gets downhill and runs away from you. So managing your distance control when the putt in, we've seen already today and over the course of yesterday, that's been catching out a couple of players, including Brad Smith, who yesterday 3-putted the 18th green for a bogey to give himself just a 1-shot lead. But the group here are back on the green, and we're going to throw it directly to you, Michael.
So Brad has a downhill kind of right to left, kind of 14 foot. Be a tough putt. Alan has a tricky one. I don't think there's too much breaking. It's going to slide off a little back end when everything kind of sloping to the front of the green. He's got another downhill one. Downhill putt from about 18 feet. Listen, anyone here on this green holds a birdie, it's a serious achievement. I think a lag putt here for all of them would work. A great roll by Alan. So unfortunate. Left himself a little tap in. Super lag put down that hill. Alan taps in for par. Very good par. He played that hole very well. Very patient. Brad, he's walked around this putt a couple of times. I think he sees his line. Again, it's going to be outside right of the hole and break back in. Slightly downhill. But it's got to go with a little bit of pace. Just didn't stay high enough for him. And good. Just didn't give it enough outside. Now Tom, pin high, fairly flat putt, and then just a little bit downhill, fairly straight. Not having a great day with the putter. He's knocked it a little bit past as well. He's given himself like the last 12, he's given himself a lot to do with the put back, so pace is just a little bit off. Don't think it's his reading of the putts even pretty good.
Tough putt for par now, about 5 footer for par. Well, then Tom gets back on track with a par. That's Alan and Tom with pars. And now it's just Brad to tie things up.
Okay, and so the lead has once again been halved, and it is tied between Brad and Tom at 6 over par after a tough bogey there for Brad. We move on now to the 16th hole, and again, Cian Arthurs talked us through how to play this par 4.
For me, one of the best holes on the course. We've got a stream that runs kind of in front and in parallel with the fairway on the right hand side, gets it up there to about, I'd say, runs out to about 220. So again, you've got to kind of keep a good drive left of it if you want to be staying in play. Out of bounds right, and then trouble all up the left as well. So this again is a hole where you want to just get one down the middle, anywhere up towards the upslope is a good dig, and playing into an uphill green then. So as far as you can down there, and again trying to keep it straight and down the middle. Oh, a little hooky. That wasn't too bad, but I might be in trouble blocked out by those trees on the left there. I knew that bunker's not in range if I'm taking up that line. I obviously didn't mean to kind of hook it that much, but I should be fine there. I can draw one around the trees there and hit the green if that's the problem. So this is the approach into 16. We've got 127 up the hill. Now this green everything runs from the back to the front. You can see it's elevated. We're hitting up the hill. The green falls back down that way as well. So my preference is to try and maybe just get one to short of the flag and have that uphill putt. There's a bunker front left of this green as well. Well, it covers the whole left-hand section, so I want to make sure that I'm over that as well. And there's 2 tiers, so in the middle of the green drops down a tier to the left-hand side. So basically, I want to try and keep it up the right-hand side tier and just short of the flag to give myself a chance of a nice uphill putt. Fade, 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 fade. That might be on the left-hand side of that green. I'm going to be on the green, probably on the left-hand side. It's going to be a tricky putt, but we'll try 2 putt and make another par. Okay, so for my approach there, I was actually a little bit long of the green. This is probably one of the toughest chips on the course, straight down the hill. My aim here is probably to just try and get one landed just on the green or on the fringe and rolling. We're not playing a chip shot to check or anything on this downhill slope, so just trying to get one fizzled on, nice low one, landing just onto the green or just on the fringe and letting it trickle down to the hole. It's the plan on this one. No. Pulled it a little, okay. Again, I think it's index 2 or 3 this one, so walking off with a bogey, I'd have 2 points on the stable for card, so you can't really complain too much. But again, green's tricky. You got to really be in the right spot coming up there. I did overclub, didn't think I overclubbed, but that's definitely short of this green. Chipping up the hill is a better option.
Okay, and we are going to rejoin our live on-course coverage as our leaders have just teed off there on the 15th hole, and they're making their way down the fairway. So, Michael, I was incorrect there. So it was all pars for all three players on the 14th hole. So as it stands right now, is Brad is 5 over, Tom is 6 over, and Alan remains at 11 over par.
So, Brad on the right side of the fairway as well. As not fully blocked out by it, but on the green. And trying to get himself a 30. And actually, brilliant recovery shot there. His feet were in a dried out water hazard. Really, really tough footing. So he's got to be delighted with that shot into the heart of the green. To be fair, nothing has rattled Alan. To be fair, so calm, so collected. Brad actually just come up to the green. He's just off the green into the kind of first cut. You can get a putter on it, but interesting to see, will he chip it, or is he going to go with the Tom on the other hand is kind of middle of the bank. Can't even kind of see the ball. It's kind of buried in the rough on the bank. Kind of a really awkward stance, kind of downhill chip. Just really think he's going to be able to put a putter on his far side, right side of the green.
Michael, with the getting your priorities straight, getting the jellies on board. Good man. Love to see it. Has anyone missed this green long, Michael?
Yeah.
all the I'm going to be. Spells. I don't want to go too close to them. Listening to me. I don't know. Side, but I don't want to. Yeah. Let me know when you go back. Very cool. He's got razor. So we're here on the 16th tee.
15th hole was all pars, really, really good standard of golf. Tom put himself in trouble. His approach for himself, he balanced his feet nearly in the water. So really, really good stuff. So all players we go to the 16th as we were. To go here with this dog leg left.
And so that is our three golfers in a featured coverage, just teed off on the 16th hole, this par 4, 390 yards. Let's see how Cian Arthur's got on when we walked a hole with him there the other day this week.
For me, one of the best holes on the course. We've got a stream that runs kind of in front and then parallel with the fairway on the right hand side. Gets it up there to about, I'd say, runs out to about 220. So again, you've got to kind of keep a good drive left of it if you want to be staying in play. Out of bounds right, and then trouble all up the left as well. So this again is a hole where you want to just get one down the middle, anywhere up towards the upslope is a good dig, and playing into an uphill green then. So as far as you can down there, and again trying to keep it straight and down the middle. Oh, a little hooky. That wasn't too bad, but I might be in trouble blocked out by the trees on the left there. I knew that bunker's not in range if I'm taking up that line. I obviously didn't mean to kind of hook it that much, but I should be fine there. I can draw one around the trees there and hit the green if that's the problem. So this is the approach into 16. We've got 127 up the hill. Now this green everything runs from the back to the front. You can see it's elevated. We're hitting up the hill. The green falls back down that way as well. So my preference is to try and maybe just get one to short of the flag and have that uphill putt. There's a bunker front left of this green as well. Well, it covers the whole left-hand section. So I want to make sure that I'm over that as well. And there's two tiers, so in the middle of the green drops down a tier to the left hand side. So basically I want to try and keep it up the right hand side tier and just short of the flag to give myself a chance of a nice uphill putt. Fade, 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 fade. That might be on the left hand side of that green. I'm going to be on the green, probably on the left hand side. It's going to be a tricky putt, but we'll try two putt and make another par. Okay, so for my approach there, I was actually a little bit long of the green. This is probably one of the toughest chips on the course, straight down the hill. My aim here is probably to just try and get one landed just on the green or on the fringe and rolling. We're not playing a chip shot to check or anything on this downhill slope, so just trying to get one fizzled on, nice low one, landing just onto the green or just on the fringe and letting it trickle down to the hole. That's the plan on this one. No. Pulled it a little. Okay. Again, I think it's index 2 or 3 this one, so walking off with a bogey, I'd have 2 points on the stable for card, so you can't really complain too much. But again, it's green's tricky. You got to really be in the right spot coming up there. I did over club. Didn't think I over clubbed, but that's definitely short of this green. Chipping up the hill is a better option.
First time today, Brad is a little bit more than trees. 142 yards out in a buggy pitch and went round. Seems to happen the first time today. It hasn't gone pretty well driving. But the two lads, middle of the fair. It is sort of bullshit green here on the 16th. Top for the center of this road. Yeah, right in the middle of the green. 2 really good shots from the fairway from has landed. Really used a lot of imagination to hook that shot around out the streets. Yes, going in the window here. That himself in another position. Could be a gap here.
And so what happened with Bradshaw? Where that finish off? He was obviously behind the trees after his tee shot.
See catch up with the groove. It was a good shot. He's kind of back of the green. Not without the green. Similar to the first couple, he didn't fall into that drop back. Johnny looks so quick today. He'll be maybe in a good position to put it before. A really, really nice green complex this, John. Kind of a ball surrounding the entire green. To be fair, Brad close to the pin, so I did go foot lap. That went a very big rating. Here. Hasn't opened, still in 2 per charity, so should be okay. Definitely would like to bag a little bit closer. With an outside bird chance. Taking a long look at this. Foot, a little bit downhill.
That's 15 close. Oh, he's judged that very close. Tap in par for Tom. I'm happy with that. Now Brad can sneak a bird here, which would be percentage-wise would be against us a tough putt. Step up a bird here would be absolutely huge. Double, triple check his line a lot here, Johnny. It's all about the pace. It starts a little down, and then it comes up a little bit. It's all about the pace of this putt. It's the command. He's read the breaking it perfectly. And just not enough on the inside. Tap in par again.
He must feel like he's stolen one there, though, on the field, and particularly against Tom, being behind the tree for his tee shot there, to nearly make birdie. He must feel like he was stealing one with the par.
Really good recovery shot. Possibly a little bit lucky not putting the foot back. So the watch is just yeah, this could be a moment for Brad for this one. It's just held on. It's par for Tom and for Brad, and they're both glad 2-17.
We're going to throw to me, and then I'll play to the 17th VT. Okay, and so a couple of good pars there by Brad and by Thomas as we move now onto the 17th hole, par 3, another lovely little hole that Keane Arthur's talked us through.
Yards today off the yellow tees here. Water along the right hand side, front of the green. I think you'd have to hit a bad shot kind of to be in that. You'd be hoping to be at least far enough up where that flag is. Anyway, you're up the back of the green, so you're taking enough club to clear it. There's a bunker back right of this green, which can catch you out if you block one a little bit. And yeah, I don't really want to miss it left though, because this green so quick coming from left to right down across this green. So again, I'm gonna try and hit a little 9-iron and just get it somewhere in and around the flag. We're playing slightly into the wind, so it's the club I think will get me in and around that hole if I hit it the right way. That's safe. Safe, middle of the green, right hand side. I've got to put up the hill. Yeah. In tester, I'm not leaving myself easy ones for the second ones, but once you're making them, that's all that counts.
Okay, and so we are going to rejoin the on-course action here on the 17th green, 17th tee, apologies, as the players have just walked up onto the tee box here. Michael, lovely little par 3 for you.
Yeah, really nice par 3. Really nice little vista. To be honest, one hole around the front, pin at the back today, so it'll play a little bit longer than it did yesterday. Starting to get nervy now. There's only a couple of shots in this. Brad's in the lead by 1. So, to be honest, then lads, Tom needs a really good tee shot. Probably playing about 155 yellows today. to hit. Very little range, Johnny. It's the 55 twist. Strike onto the green, possibly put back to the bag and put it in the boat. It was Tom on answer. Brad has on the green, just right at the pin. Tom was that's it's going to be a tough two for them. It's both. Coming back in, this could be absolutely beautiful. Oh, what a shot! Beautiful cut shot. Came in a little bit more close. Great shot by Alan there on 17.
Okay, lovely. Three shots all on the green. 3 chances at birdies here for our competitors in their feature group. Alan Gaynor hitting a lovely shot in there out of the 3 of them after both Brad and Thomas kind of set the stage and set the standard with their tee shots. Michael, I can watching the players walk down there to the green. Is there a little bit of disappointment now on the likes of possibly Alan Gaynor as he knows that this might be a little bit too much of a hurdle for him to climb?
I think so. You probably felt that the whole me, I'm really impressive. He's just trying to hit every shot, stay in every shot. So he probably knows a little bit out of his reach now, but he's playing very well the last 2 days. And like you said, he did a different mindset maybe than he was 2 years ago when he won us last year. So I don't think he'll be upset with this play. He's just a little bit not quite at the level that he needed to win.
Brad Smith really after the wobble there around the turn between the 7th hole there and the 11th, he's really managed to steady the ship with a good few pars there in the last 5 holes. again, another good birdie chance. He's had just a few missed birdie putts. He looks pretty in control of his game, though.
He's so solid. Like you said, he had that little bit of wobble and he was able to kind of regroup and get things back together. Massive. And even when he put himself in trouble there on 16, he comes out with a shot that was top. He's been very impressive again. As you said, being shot on the ball, very solid. He's given himself too much trouble. He gives himself a lot of tap-in pars, which is really impressive.
And then Thomas, the third in our trio there, he's just, I can see he's just eyeing up his putt there at the moment. How's his demeanor been now? He's obviously still right in it.
Yeah, he's such a young guy. It's a lot of pressure to take one shot. His game is ever flow. He's hit some absolutely well. Probably good, especially with his place. Even there, I just see it's just a little bit too long. He's 18. Very proud of himself. Very. Again, yeah. Instead of 18, 18 is a trick.
Still another tidy par there, though, for Brad. He's answering all the questions that the golf course is asking of him.
Oh, absolutely.
Alan here now with birdie putt. Oh, it's a great birdie. The cue claps from fans. So most fans get a birdie now. It's 17 super shot. Just go right again. 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, Thomas seems to be putting very aggressively. He's given himself some tough comebackers, but that's going to be at least one dropped shot there now on the 17th hole, the par 3. He's got this for bogey and that. Michael, he made that bogey putt?
Yeah, he made that bogey putt. Again, he worked with his foot.
Okay, and so we will rejoin our live on-course coverage as they get to the 18th hole. Here's a quick walkthrough of the hole that we did with Cian Arthur. It's the final hole in this championship.
18th, finishing hole, longest par 5 on the course. Definitely 2 good digs to get down there. Off the tee, we have trouble all down the right. We've OB down the right-hand side here. Which is not where you want to go. Left is kind of a better shot if you can keep the ball down the left. There is a few trees, stagnant trees down there and a bunker, but again, you're staying in play, so I would always aiming into the left rough here, and if it comes back a little bit for you, that's fine. At least you're in play for your next shot, so that's the plan to do on this one now anyway. I blocked it right, but it's not OB. I crept inside the line, so I will have a shot from down there, but again, that's not the line you want to take. It's left-hand side all day long down here, and keep yourself in play. So approach shot into 18 now after hitting a decent drive down here. As you can see, bunkers all along up the right-hand side. Normally, well, I'd like to be a little bit further down, have a chance of getting the green, but I'm still going to hit my 3-wood anyway. But normal scenario, probably hit the 5-iron rescue just down the left-hand side here, and yeah, and just get one down past the 100 and try and get up and down from there. The yellow flag on this green, it's definitely a hole that you can make birdie on. So we'll go and try. Be up there, won't be too far away from the green. So for the approach shot in, after hitting a good 3-wood down there, good drive, good 3-wood, we've only got a little chip left to the flag. So what I'm after taking the 2 bunkers out of play, but if you're a little bit further back, that obviously comes into play for your approach shot. Again, I've taken that out, so I'm happy enough. So the plan here is to just land one probably short right and let it trickle down. Everything's going to break right to left on this green, so if we can get one close and try and make a birdie to finish, that'd be nice. Oh, just didn't release for me, but I have a putt. Oh, give it a go. Again, I missed low, but we'll hopefully have a tap in for par. There we go. And that's how you play the back 11 holes at Roganstown.
Well, like many holes here at Roganstown, to the right there is out of bounds. So there is a tree line. There's a little bit of a gully on the right hand side of the fairway, just off to the rough on the right hand side of that bunker. So it looked a little bit like Thomas unfortunately leaked that one out to the right. If so, that is out of bounds. And you got to think, Michael, that at this point, Brad 2-shot lead over Thomas Blizzard here. It could be a comfortable walk down 18.
Yeah. Five, but he should be safe enough. It's been very impressive. So Alan,
With Thomas.
Just that little bit where game that's really fight. Very solid and complete control of this game. You know, he's leader. A really, really solid back line, especially after we had that little bit of trouble before we joined them. Interesting to see now if we can't find Tom's ball. There's a little bit of a gap down here. It could still be something exciting coming into their approach shots.
It seems like a case of experience and composure for Brad has helped to get him across the line. And as you mentioned there, he had that little wobble around the turn from kind of about the seventh hole in toward 11. But since then, he's been very smooth, very, very composed. He's given himself birdie looks on almost every hole since we've joined him in coverage. And to be fair, he's given himself quite the opposite, probably to Thomas when it comes to par putts. All of Brad's have been stress-free, tap-ins to a degree, whereas unfortunately Thomas just playing aggressive, playing very positive when it comes to attacking greens and trying to make putts. But just the flip side of that is if you go and you attack every hole, even with the putter, you run the risk of running the golf ball 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 feet past, and you give yourself a very, very tough par putt. And it seems like that just might be the case.
Yeah, say Johnny out of bounds just here. Brad is looking. I'll have a look at the top four here. If it's out of bounds, he'll have to play that provision low that he hit. And then, as you said, it would be nice for like a procession down to 18th green. No sign of it yet.
They haven't found the original tee shot yet, no?
No, they haven't found it. Alan's coming over now to help. But as you said, it's white stakes going there. Oh, he found it. Brad has found it for him. This could get interesting. He's ever to take a shot.
The out of bounds really, as you can see there, you can see the white stakes. It really comes in to the hole. They're not particularly far off the fairway. They've missed a little bit out to the right, but nothing significant or particularly poor in terms of their shots. It's just a case of out of bounds really cuts in.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough. Even if it's interesting to see what Brad does with this. He's got about maybe 260 yards to the middle of the green. Lie is okay. Interesting if he tries to go with a 3-wood or does he lay up. It'd be interesting to see what he does. I think Tom has accepted that his first one he's going to play his provisional.
Middle of the fairway, and yesterday Brad was in the middle of the fairway, and he laid up to a number, gave himself a chip on. I imagine, given the situation that he's in with a 2-shot lead there, it's going to be the same thing. He's going to play out to a nice number, give himself a wedge on, 2-putt par, and then from there on out, it looks like Brad Smith is going to be the 2024 ISPS Irish Open for golfers with a disability champion.
Yeah. Very.
This Paddy kind of really gone through the process of this shot really wood just short of the green with his
well, no, as the play kind of continues down through the final hole, so I say that I'm joined by Mark Worley, tournament director, championship director here for Golf Ireland and for the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. If I might get you to hold the microphone up to your mouth there, so that the lovely people
Yes,
at home can hear you as well as see you. How's today been, and how have the last 2 days, and I guess the 3 days, including the practice day, been here at Roganstown?
It's been great, Johnny. For us, this has really become a highlight of our year. It's full on in a lot of ways. The logistics are very different to a normal tournament. So there's a lot of considerations that go into the week. A lot of preparation that starts well before we get here on Monday for the practice day. But it's been an absolute pleasure, as it always is, because it's a smaller field than you would normally have at a tournament. We've got, we had 49 players started on Monday and registered with us. So we get to know them all a bit better than we would, a normal field, which is unusual. And it's a privilege, really, because they all have fascinating stories. Their life stories are fascinating, and the way they all have their own unique way of playing golf, and actually learning about that. And we're learning all the time. I mean, we're 3 years in and we're still learning lots about how they play golf, how this whole area is obviously growing so quickly. And it's a really good time to be involved in this, in running events when we can do these kind of events, because it gives us a very different perspective on things, I think.
This is the third year for this tournament. Yeah. How has it grown now? Not only, I imagine, in terms of the participants on the golf course, but just in terms of, obviously, ISPS HANDA have come on as a title sponsor for the event and a long-term partner for the event. In what ways has this tournament grown?
I think it's grown. It's grown in terms of numbers, I suppose. In the first instance, we had 39 players here the first year. We've had a considerable increase in that since, but it's also grown in terms of the breadth of types of disabilities that access the tournament. So, Rule 25 of the Rules of Golf, which was introduced in 2022. A nice coincidence, because it was the first year we ran this event. It covers a number of different types of disabilities. So, amputees, seated players, blind golfers, players with intellectual disabilities, and others. And we find now that we're preparing for the full spectrum of what Rule 25 covers, which is it's really good from the point of view of the referees. There's a lot of competition among our referees actually to be here this week, because it helps them develop their skills in this area as well. So on those two fronts, both in terms of the numbers, but also in terms of the range of different categories that we have here, it's been very encouraging to see that grow over the last couple of years.
From your side and your team side, you're saying it's very different, obviously a smaller field, but given the nature of it, it's a trickier tournament, is it, to organize in terms of logistics? There's a lot more sensitive information to be dealing with in terms of disabilities and the likes of that.
But at the same time, I mean, I suppose we would have been ultra conscious of all of that in year one. And what we found actually was that the players were much less conscious about it than we were. So we made some sort of small and silly errors the first year, but they seemed like big errors to us. But the players just shrugged them off. And I think generally one of the things that really I admire about them is that if you make an effort to put on the tournament and to do the best that you can to try and cater for them and their various requirements, then that will be really appreciated. And generally we're blown away by how positive everybody is towards us in relation to that. So I mean, it's definitely full on from the point of view of the logistics. We're very lucky with the golf course we have here, and I suppose there are things that we need to think about that we don't normally need to think about the tournament. Like, not only are we close to the airport here, so overseas players can come, but the course itself, notwithstanding the greens, which are quite undulating, the course itself is relatively flat.
Sure.
The bunkers are relatively shallow. The entrances and exits from the bunkers are relatively shallow. So for seated players in particular, for the para golfers, the course is you know, it's not the hardest course to navigate from that point of view. So that really does. There's a lot to recommend it, I suppose, from our perspective when we're putting on a tournament here. That it ticks those boxes, I suppose, really for us.
Yeah, of course. We're just approaching the 18th green here now with our featured group coverage. Do you have a word about the caliber of golf for anyone that possibly hasn't gone to watch para golf or disability tournaments such as this? Both Michael and I have been incredibly impressed by the caliber of golf across the board.
Yeah,
it's been fantastic to watch.
Yeah, it's sensational. I mean, you know, I when I first saw Cian Arthurs hit a ball, I was kind of blown away, to be honest with you. I just didn't think a right-handed player could generate so much power with their left hand. You know, it's just phenomenal. You know, when you see like Aidan Grenham, who was the runner-up here 2 years ago, who is an amputee, is able to generate ball speed something in the region of 15 kilometers an hour faster than the average PGA Tour player. You know, that's incredible to watch. Brad Smith, as you would have seen, and obviously we've been watching over the last 2 days, an above knee amputee, which is, you know, an incredibly challenging thing to stand on that prosthesis for the length of time he does, and to generate the power through the ball that he does, and see him hit the ball as impressively as you would an elite amateur or a professional. You know, that is incredible. But even like, you know, I was noting the other day, like watching Paul O'Reilly, visually impaired golfer. I mean, who's an incredibly good putter, and to see, you know, I find it hard enough to putt on those greens with my full eyesight, but I mean, he's able, his feel, and you know, the trust between him and his guide is really powerful to see, and to see him actually being able to putt on hole putts of distance, you know what I mean, with a visual impairment that's incredible as well. Yeah,
it's incredible to watch. It's very, very inspiring to watch. And I think what we want to do is we might let you go. I imagine you want to head over to the 18th green as the gross stroke play division is coming to an end.
That's right, yeah.
2 more divisions obviously to be wrapped up now, but throughout the course of today. But we will let you head off as Michael, we will throw over to you over on the 18th green.
Okay, so Thomas had to play his provisional, so he's in here. Brad, just before the green, chipped on, and then he's given himself a mark.
We're not getting your audio, so I'm going to take over from you. Have Brad Smith with here with a tricky one for par as he's looking to close out the ISPS HANDA Irish Open for golfers with a disability. Just a quick thank you again to say that all this coverage is brought to you by ISPS HANDA, dedicated supporters of the Golf for All program and other programs with Golf Ireland, as that putt has just missed for Brad. He's going to mark his ball, finish it out, and tap in on the 18th hole here. If you want to find out more information about ISPS HANDA and Golf Ireland's Golf for All program, go visit ispsgolf.com. And lovely recognition there from the crowd as you hear an applause. Shake of hands, a hug between Brad Smith and Thomas Blizzard as it looks set that Brad has sealed the deal and won his second ISPS Irish Open for golfers with a disability title. So as coverage leaves the golf course there, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break and we shall recap. I'll be back to you shortly. Welcome back. So Michael's about to jump in here now. He's just hitting off the golf course. How are you?
Good.
Well
Very
done.
enjoyable out there. It was a bit of,
You got your
bit,
steps
of
in.
bit of a run from 18 there.
Yeah, fair play. So by my counts, Brad Smith is the ISPS HANDA Irish Open champion for golfers with a disability. At 6 over par, was it bogey on the last?
Bogey in the last,
Last. That hole seemed to kind of just have his number in terms of the green. Really, the green complex really just seemed to get the better of him. But he's a deserving champion. He did play very, very well. Fantastic, particularly when we joined him on coverage in the back nine. He was just solid as a rock.
Yeah, and I think like before we joined him, he had that little bit of a wobble, and we got to watch a little bit of him on 10. Yeah. And he, it looked like things could wobble there, and he kicked on. And then, as you said, the only time then is when he got stuck in behind that tree.
And what a par save on that hole. It's on 16. That was fantastic.
I don't know if people are always trying to get you guys to come back to us so you guys could see it, because he was stuck in right behind a tree, no way of getting to the green, and he was just facing sideways, and he played this hooky wedge all the way right around nearly 90 degrees to get back into the back of the green. And then it held on. It didn't go back into that bunker, which would have short-sided him. Yeah. And then he did a chance at a bird from there as well. So I think
missed it as well. To be fair to him, his putting in particular, like we were saying, his putting contrasting to Thomas Blizzard. Really a tale of 2 days for them. Unfortunately, when it came to the putting, Brad just left himself little tap-ins all throughout the day.
I think that was, as you said, I think you're stress free. It was, I think that's the difference. Where, and listen, you can't change the way Thomas plays golf. He's an aggressive player, and he goes for things. And even when he was, he was firing at pins, and when he pushed it a little left or right on certain things, he was annoyed with himself, and he wears his heart in his sleeve. Again, that's getting him where he is. That's getting him into the final group. So I don't think you should go and change that massively, but definitely I think just the experience of Brad just shaded him today.
And I think when it came to Alan Gaynor's day, it was probably just a tough start that set him back a couple of shots early, because again, once he joined on the back nine, he made one bogey on 16. Did he make a bogey then on 18?
Yeah, I think he made par, but he had a birdie on 17. It was a really, really good shot in, and I think you're right. Just nearly. It just really wasn't his weekend, and I think he probably knows that himself, and he knows where probably he didn't get things quite right. But again, I don't think he's going to be upset about it. I think he knows exactly where he needs to be, and you put yourself in these final groups. Keep putting yourself in these final groups. Everything your cheating experience every time, and I think he'll be very happy with his round, and he'll go back and he'll work on the stuff he needs to.
I was talking to Mark Worley, which I'm sure you heard during the 18th fairway, just as you were heading down there, heading up to the green, and the caliber of golf on display from across the different divisions has been fantastic. Stand out for you, who has been most impressive for what you've watched over the 2 days?
Some of the viewers is St. John.
Ian St. John.
Ian St. John. Yeah. I thought he followed him a little bit yesterday, and just everything is athletic. His swing is athletic. He's a solid golfer. He really impressed me. Other than that, I thought, I know we had to withdraw with health issues, but Brendan was so solid. He's just such. I'm sorry I took that off you, but he's such a good golfer, and a really, really nice guy. And then of course,
what an attitude! He has a lovely attitude towards the game as well. He obviously had to withdraw due to illness halfway through the round or midway through the round yesterday. But his attitude toward the game, and as he plays it, he's just a smile on his face all the time. Really, really happy. Really enjoy being out on the golf course. But unfortunately, he had to just withdraw. But yeah, Ian St. John as well was another player who I just, watching his ability to get around the golf course is incredibly impressive. And just the golf game across everyone in this field, 48 players in the field in total. Hopefully now in next year we're going to have more, and it'll continue to grow year on year, and we'll just get bigger and bigger and stronger fields. But congratulations to Brad Smith. A very, very impressive 18 holes and a very impressive 36 holes across the 2 days. That is it for us. A quick message again to say thank you very much for watching. All of this coverage today has been brought to you by Golf Ireland and ISPS HANDA. If you want to learn more about ISPS HANDA and their support of Golf Ireland's Golf for All programs, go visit ispsgolf.com. In the meantime, guys, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.